Hey, what's up, guys? It is Peak here, and today with me is a very special guest. We have Rise Desro, player for Rise Nation on Overwatch. How's it going, Desro?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Um, again, so I'm gonna start off very basic questions here.
hmm
How did you start playing Overwatch, and how did that become a thing for you?
Right. So I first started. I got just randomly invited to the beta on the third week.
Yeah.
Back then everyone was really trying to get an invite, but I just got an invite to the beta third week. I was just playing solo queue, and then someone I knew from Shoot Mania, a smaller like arena shooter.
Right.
Uh, he messaged me and he was forming a team and he wanted me to play for that team. That's when I first started getting involved in competitive Overwatch. And from there, uh, I played on that team for a little bit. And then when that team broke up, moved on to uh, what is now Complexity. I was the
Right.
tank on that team before JKW. And after I'd left that team, um, I that was still during beta, the second phase of beta, and then I didn't try and find another team until the start of the actual game's release. And at that point, me and one of my friends, Faz, who I'd known for a while, we decided to put together a team. And that's how this team started.
Um, Interesting. Now I know, like I'm a huge fan of esports, and I just finished watching Rise's uh, Call of Duty thing, but that's not what we're here
Right.
discussing. As a whole, what do you think about Rise and the Overwatch team that they got?
Um, I think it was like I think as far as their brand, it was a good choice to pick us up. Like to have both to have both teams at Vegas was a pretty cool experience. I was in the crowd right in the front watching Rise Nation when they won the COD side of things, which was really cool to watch. So I think having a team in both events is good for the good for the teams and good for the org.
Right. So now, I mean, I haven't personally played Overwatch. I would love to, but I just don't have the money. But for people that do play Overwatch and people that want to get into the professional gaming scene of Overwatch, what advice do you have for them?
Um, Biggest thing is just to find people you enjoy playing with. Uh, like every team just starts out with just 6 people trying to play the game. You wanna wherever way you find them, whether it's just like friends or on Discord or Reddit or something, find people to play with. Just find people who are enjoyable to play with, and if you guys play enough, you'll slowly get better and better, and you might get noticed. Like a lot of the smaller tournaments. There are a lot of free to enter tournaments that you can play in that can help you get noticed, and it's all a process, but definitely the biggest thing is to start out. Just find 6 guys you enjoy playing the game with.
Right. Now, me personally, I don't watch a lot of Overwatch, but if like when you're in a tournament, say MLG Vegas, what was your favorite experience from that? Like favorite team to go up against or favorite moment?
Um, Sadly, we didn't do too well in Vegas, but I guess just playing on the stage was the best part. Hearing the crowd through your headset as you're you know playing the game and making plays, like hearing the crowd reaction to all that was a really cool experience. And yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the whole event, just playing on the stage.
Um, do you so like as a team because there's six of you, right?
Right.
Um, what like playing there on the main stage is pretty cool, obviously, but um, what again? I have to make questions up on the spot, but
Yeah, no problem.
Out of all the teams that were there, what was your most favorite team to look forward to playing if you got the
Um,
chance?
we well, the two teams we played were Fnatic and Complexity. I would probably say the Complexity match was more fun for me because again, a lot of those guys are. I have ex-teammates on Fnatic and Complexity, but Complexity was my old team, and so it's always nice to play against them and hopefully
Right,
win.
right. Now again with Overwatch becoming big on the competitive scene with ESL and MLG, do you think if ESL ever gets back into the like has another Overwatch tournament, do you think Rise will be in that tournament or have a good chance?
It all depends on, you know, if it's invite based, we're probably not at the top of their list, but if there's a qualifier for a tournament, we'll definitely be in it and be doing our best to qualify for these events. So it's definitely a possibility.
Right. Now again, I'm shaking adrenaline. Um, so if like no, I don't know. I can't obviously speak for the rest of your team, but I think you can. If if they could tell you what like who they want to play, what do you think they'd say?
Who they would like, what team they would want to play?
Yeah, like in the tournament.
Oh, I guess, I mean, if we're talking about sh to win, I think that we would it would have been a good matchup for us to play against like Liquid or Energy. Those are teams that I feel like we would have a pretty decent shot against. But they were in the other group. I guess like obviously like playing against Envious would be a lot of fun and would it's it's always good to play against the best team.
Right.
So yeah, probably those three teams.
Yeah, especially in different games. Now, uh, with with Rise again slowly becoming that top team in different sides of competitive sports, esports. Um, Again, as you said, with Rise's recent MLG Call of Duty win, do you think that will someday come to the Overwatch team, or like
I would hope
what's your
so.
opinion on that?
Hmm. Yeah, like the guys on that squad have, they've been playing professional Call of Duty for a while now, and they just got, at that point they got the team together that was good enough to win it all. I think we're a very young team, like the youngest professional team on average in Overwatch for sure. So I think in our time, we'll be able to reach that level of success. At
Right.
least I hope so.
Now with tournaments coming up and companies starting to look forward to it and seeing these small teams start to emerge into big teams. What would be your like if you had to choose MLG or ESL? What would be that tournament that you guys would like to enter in?
Um, I think either an ESL or MLG. I thought Vegas was a lot of fun. I think it would be like a lot of ESL tournaments are done in a lot of different countries, so it would be cool to visit a different country and compete there. But I don't know. I think both tournaments had their benefits. Vegas there was big crowd, lots of people, and Vegas is as a city is pretty cool. So I think I would be fine with either. I think both have their upsides.
Right. So, like with again, as I said, with esports becoming a big national thing with ESPN and all these major networks, uh, would you hope to one day, get on these big sports networks and, you know, show them like this is what we do, this is what we enjoy doing, or like
Yeah,
what's
I
your
think that would
opinion on
be
that?
it would be a cool thing. I know at least our owners have had articles on ESPN and HBO, and well they're going to be doing an HBO special. And for me to do that would be a cool thing to do. and I think that's definitely a possibility later on.
Right, right. Now with Call of Duty again coming up to play again. I apologize for bringing up Call of Duty so much,
No, it's no problem.
and the fact that you're an Overwatch guy. But what is your hopes for the next season of like the upcoming season of CWL and even Overwatch for anybody really like.
Mhm. As far as CWL, I think moving to a LAN league is huge for the game and it's like competitive integrity. Like I was kind of like first when I first was just like getting to know Call of Duty as a like esport, I was surprised how much like uh just whoever's hosting the match, how much that plays into the outcome of the game and the performance of the servers and stuff like that. So I think moving everyone to a central location and just having everyone play on LAN, that'll boost the competitiveness of the pro Call of Duty scene. I think it's really important for the game to grow as an esport, and I think when that happens with the Overwatch League eventually, uh, I think that'll help Overwatch also.
Right. Now, uh, let's see here. What else? With like, do you talk to a lot of the guys? I mean, I'm sure you do, because you have to. You have to learn to grind and farm. But
Mhm.
do you guys ever play with different members of different teams, or do you guys play within yourselves, or how does that work?
Um, Only on occasion. It's usually if someone has an emergency or something and we can't they can't play for practice, we'll try and find someone on a different team that's maybe not scrimming that plays their role to ring. But typically when we're scrimming it's just us six. We don't
Right.
really swap out or like I know in Call of Duty there are those wager matches and stuff, but that's not really the case in Overwatch.
Right. Because Overwatch is, I think, harder,
Very
personally.
much a team game.
Um. Now, let's see. Um. Again, really nervous. I apologize on the spot. I know I've
Yeah, no
apologized
problem.
numerous
You're doing
times,
well.
but with Overwatch eventually, gaining the momentum and the sports that it has, do do you think it'll one day outdo COD like CWL, or what's your side
Um,
on that?
I think it has the potential for sure. I think, just the player base and it being a PC game and I think it does have the potential to outpace it. Um, yeah, I think that eventually it could definitely be a bigger esport.
Um, and I mean, I guess now I gotta start watching Overwatch just to see you and the other Rise members play. Um,
Hmm.
but let's see. I have a timer on my phone so I don't go too long here. Um, I guess there's a few more things I want to ask you. As like, oh, I don't know if I asked you this when we started, but how like did Rise, notice you playing, or how did that come to be? How did you join Rise?
Um, well, we started out, our name before we were signed was Team Paragon, and we were just doing a bunch of smaller tournaments, to try and get our name noticed. And then one of I guess a mutual friend of ours and the owner of Rise, he actually reached out to them for us, and at that time, Rise actually had an Overwatch roster, but they weren't doing too well.
Right.
So when this third party reached out to them, they looked into us, and that's how we got the conversation going, and eventually got picked up by them.
Right. Now with fans and just general people playing Overwatch, do you have any advice like on how to get better at the game, or like what?
Um, I get definitely, obviously you have to play a decent amount, but it's important to it's important to analyze your gameplay also.
Right.
So not you don't have to go full-fledged, like recording all your games and looking at them afterward, but always be thinking about what you need to do and just always thinking about why you did something, if you should have done it better, stuff like that. That'll definitely help you improve your game beyond just grinding out.
Right. Let's see. We got 5 minutes left here. I'm making this very short because the editing is going to be insane. But now with fans and whatnot of Rise and of all these different teams coming together, do you guys play a lot with fans, or how would that work?
I haven't really gotten reached out to play, but I'm sure, if the opportunity came up, maybe if I start streaming more and do like fan games and stuff, that
Right.
would be something that could happen. But as of now, I haven't really experienced that level of fandom yet.
Right. It's tough for an Overwatch because again, there's CWL and
Hmm.
CS:GO and League of Legends. Um, but do you watch any other of these esports, or do you guys just focus like what am I trying to say here? Steadily
Yeah, purely.
focus on Overwatch.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm a big esports enthusiast. I League of Legends, CS, a bit of Heroes of the Storm. I enjoy watching all those games, and you know, I just enjoy esports,
Right, which
and the majority of my team does too.
do you now I know there's lots of other teams that do this, but I'm focusing on Rise here a lot. Do you guys when the tournament is coming up, do you guys study other games, other teams like for gameplay and how to kind of
Yeah,
counter that?
we definitely take, before every big match, we take a look at what the other teams are doing in their most recent VODs and stuff, and try and formulate a plan from that.
Right. I think that's a good strategy when being invited in these big situations.
Right.
With I I'm lost now. For again, like for me, for anybody who's never really played Overwatch, do you have any like thing to say about the game, like in general, like how it runs or anything like that?
Um, I think it's a game that takes a little bit getting used to, but it's definitely a game that if you want to first start playing, it'd be good to play with a friend, and learn it together. It's definitely a team game, and I think it's best enjoyed playing with other people.
Right. Let's see. We have we have 2 minutes left here on this very special uh, interview I have with Rise Desro. Now, I haven't really talked about much of your name, so I'm gonna start getting into that. How did you come up with the name Desro?
Um, it was I think I've been using this alias for a long time. I think it originally came from like a random name generator from for World of Warcraft, and I think it was Desert something. I honestly don't even remember that character's name, but it was Desert something, and I shortened it to just Desert for Overwatch. So I was Desert Lord before I became a pro, but then when the game came out, I changed it and just shortened it to Desert. So it doesn't really have any meaning or like stand for something.
Right, right. Now let's see. In as we're talking about your name here, or involving again OW, your name and everything else. I'm sure a lot of fans and on Rise and a lot of people that haven't watched Overwatch and is new to it would like to wonder what is your personal favorite character to use in the game.
Um, it's probably between I honestly do love playing Reinhardt, so it'd probably be Reinhardt and then Winston as a close second. He's a lot of fun to play in solo queue.
Nice. So 20 seconds. Last question. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good one in my head right now. Um, with as you said, you were part of complexity and whatnot, right? So
Right.
how did those guys take your gameplay, and what do they think of you?
We still get along. We scrim that team a lot and have fun when we do it. Um, I think it's cool that even though like the with the original team with our team of me and Kusta, leaving that team, that we all still wound up on top teams. I think it shows that we're all good players, and yeah,
Right,
I still enjoy talking to those guys.
right. So we're out of time. Thank you for coming on the show, Desro. I appreciate that. Everybody, check out
Thanks for having
Desro.
me.
His Twitter link down below. Again, this is very special interview. Like, I'm again lucky and appreciative that I got this chance. But if you
No
guys
problem.
enjoyed this, again, be sure to hit Desro up a follow on Twitter and all the social media. As he said, he will try out streaming again. Um, yeah, if you guys enjoyed, drop the video down a like. Get my words mixed up. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Come on, Fraps.